Sidewalk surfing. Now, how cool does that sound? Longboarding was literally a sport invented by surfers to mimic surfing on land. So essentially, if you know how to longboard, you know how to surf. Longboarding is also helpful in the future because it's a really convenient form of transportation. It's so much cheaper than taxi and it's a lot faster than walking. Today, I'm going to show you how to push, steer, and stop safely and quickly on a longboard. And I've been longboarding since I was a freshman. So through my experiences and my injuries and my trials and errors, I've learned different tips and different tricks in how to quickly learn how to longboard. To save you guys the injuries, energy, and time, I'm going to show you guys the fastest way and the safest way to learn how to longboard. Now, I know you guys have all seen longboarding, but let me break it down into a few steps. The first step, the most important but the boringest part, safety. Safety is the most important of any sport if you're trying to get into it in the first time. So here I have some knee pads and some elbow pads, which is really important because in longboarding you would really want to protect your joints. Because whenever you fall, these are the hardest place to heal because they constantly bend or constantly move whenever you try to move. And obviously the head, because you want to protect your brain, you want to protect your spine. Now, some of you guys might be asking, where do you get these gears? You get these gears from, obviously you can get the helmet from a bicycle store or from a rollerblade store. Since longboarding isn't really a popular sport in Taiwan, you can get these easiest at a rollerblade store. Now the next step is to figure out if you're goofy or regular. Goofy or regular, to those unfamiliar, means it basically means putting your left foot forward or your right foot forward. So goofy is putting your right foot forward and regular means putting your left foot forward on a board. Personally, I'm a goofy, so I put my left foot forward on a board. Now that we know if you're goofy or regular, let's get on the board. So for me, I'm a goofy, so I put my left foot on the front of the board. Now the most important part is stance, because stance is your balance on the board. Without balance, you can't expect to do any riding on the board. Put your front foot a little behind the truck of the board and put it 45 degrees to the truck. Then you put your back foot onto the board perpendicular to the direction you're going, like this. Now that you're on the board, let's learn where to put your body weight. The most important tip that I can give any beginner learning how to longboard is to put all your body weight on the front foot. This way, instead of, like this is through my personal experience, I learned this, instead of falling backwards because of putting your weight in the back and hitting your head or falling on your spine, you fall forward and allow yourself to catch yourself with the other foot. Now, let's learn how to push. Push is basically 45 degree stance, weight on the front, put down your back leg and just push. Now turning right and left. Turning right on a longboard, if you're a regular, is basically pressing on your toes. Because pressing on your toes presses down the board to the right and allows the trucks to turn to the right. And turning left is basically pressing down on your heels. So you press the board to the left, so it turns to the left. Here I'll demonstrate how to turn right. 45 degrees, press down to the right. Alright, now I'm going to demonstrate how to go left, 45 degrees, press down on your heels. There. Now that you guys know how to push and steer, let's learn the next step, slowing down. A lot of people have told me that you could just slow down by jumping off the board, but trust me, it's not the greatest idea when you're going down 35 miles per hour down a hill. The next best way, or the easiest way to slow down on the board is called a foot brake. A foot brake is essentially using the friction created by putting down your foot onto the floor to slow yourself down. I need you guys to imagine a plane landing. You want to put down your foot gently onto the floor and parallel to the ground. That way you won't be, that way when you're going really fast, you won't be pulling your leg back or pushing yourself backwards. So here I'll demonstrate how to do a foot brake. Let's go forward, 45 parallel to the ground. Like that. Now in conclusion, the most important part is getting the safety gears first before you start. Then you figure out if you're goofy or regular. Then you learn how to push, practice how to turn, and practice how to brake. Now, honestly, the best way to learn anything is to go out there and practice. So I'd encourage every one of you to go out there and practice, make mistakes, and progress, and make progression. Learning longboarding is encouraging you guys to live a little, to risk something, to enjoy life, and to feel a little bit more alive. Like the legendary skateboarder Jay Adams once said, you don't quit skating because you get old because you quit skating. Thank you.
All right, good.